Story number 1, The Lighthouse Keeper's Secret. I grew up in a small coastal town, the kind of place where everyone knows everyone, and the ocean is both a source of life and a harbinger of mystery. My family lived in a weathered cottage just a stone's throw from the old lighthouse that stood on the edge of the cliffs. The lighthouse had been abandoned for decades, its once bright beam now dimmed, its windows shattered, and its walls covered in graffiti. But to us kids, it was a place of endless fascination and fear. One summer night, when I was about 14, my friends and I decided to explore the lighthouse. It was one of those dares that started as a joke but quickly became a challenge. We waited until the moon was high, its pale light casting long shadows across the cliffs, and made our way to the base of the tower. The door was rusted shut, but we found a broken window on the ground floor and climbed inside. The air inside was thick with the smell of salt and decay. The floor creaked with every step, and the walls seemed to close in around us. We climbed the spiral staircase, our flashlights cutting through the darkness, until we reached the top. The view of the ocean from the lantern room was breathtaking, but it was what we found inside that chilled us to the bone. In the center of the room was an old dusty journal. Its pages were yellowed and brittle, filled with frantic scribbles and drawings. The entries were written by the last lighthouse keeper, a man named Elias Graves. He wrote about strange noises coming from the ocean at night, whispers that seemed to rise from the waves and echo through the tower. He described seeing shadowy figures moving along the cliffs, figures that vanished when he tried to approach them. The final entry was the most chilling. "They're coming for me. I can hear them in the walls. They want the light. They want me." As we read the last words, a cold wind swept through the room, extinguishing our flashlights. We heard it then, the whispers. They were faint at first, like the rustling of leaves, but they grew louder, more insistent. They seemed to come from all around us, from the walls, the floor, the very air. We didn't wait to hear more. We bolted down the stairs, tripping over each other in our panic, and didn't stop running until we were back in the safety of our homes. The next morning, we returned to the lighthouse, determined to prove it had all been in our heads. But the journal was gone, and the window we had climbed through was sealed shut, as if it had never been broken. To this day, I can still hear those whispers in my dreams, and I wonder if Elias Graves ever truly left the lighthouse.